Have you ever thought about moving to one of those beautiful tropical paradise islands in the Caribbean? Most of us harbor a dream of escaping to a life in the Caribbean. But how realistic is it? Depending on which island you choose and why, that dream can be very realistic and plausible. While a 2-week vacation and lavish travels in the region might leave a hole in your bank account, there's no shortage of long-term living solutions that will barely ding your wallet. So if you want to live out the rest of your days on a beautiful, balmy island paradise, here in this video, we will outline for you the cheapest and possibly best places you can move to in the Caribbean. First, let's just examine the general cost of living in the region. It's important to consider the factors which contribute to our answer to this question. The cost of living varies greatly throughout the Caribbean, and so too does the standard of living. To understand the cost of living in the region, you'll want to think about the daily activities that make up your life. For most people, food, utilities, rent, taxes, transportation, and entertainment are the main expenses that make up their monthly budget. And these costs change depending not only on the country you are looking to relocate to, but also the standard of life you are thinking of having. For instance, if you want the most lavish of living, with a beachfront house and sailboat to boot, you can expect to pay a pretty penny for such lifestyle. After all, many rich celebrities and people with money are already living this lifestyle here in the Caribbean paradise. However, living right on the beach is unrealistic for most people. But if you are happy just being a 5-minute walk away from a beach, then you definitely can do it. The same applies to transportation. If you are happy with an average car or even public transportation, then it can be much cheaper than if you want to drive. So just bear that in mind. Now, this is not to say to live in the Caribbean you have to be frugal, but just serves as a baseline for our list. The same applies to the standard of living you want to have. If you want to be on a tiny island with not much activity, then you can find very cheap places to go to. But if you prefer an island with lots of activities and festivals with more people, then you unfortunately will have to pay a premium, just like any other places in the world. As a result, our list will focus on countries with a healthy medium where you can live comfortably without breaking the bank. So, with that out of the way, let's get to it and find out the top 10 Caribbean countries you can live comfortably. Number 10. Barbados. At first sight, the white sands and stunning coral reefs of Barbados may be perceived as the stereotypical Caribbean island charm, but there is much more to this island. The island has rapidly evolved from a poor sugar-based economy, an independent nation with one of the highest literacy rates in the Caribbean. Though Barbados may be more on the pricey side of our list today, the country makes up for it with its constant hive of activity and attractions. While other countries may be smaller or less safe, Barbados remains a class act with all the amenities you would ever need. Practically speaking, rent for a 2-bedroom house on the island can be around $700 per month. But if you want something more modest, you can find places for as low as $450 per month. Groceries is also similarly priced as around $300 to $450 per month. Couple this with other miscellaneous expenses such as transportation, entertainment, and food, you can live within reason from anywhere between $1,500 and $1,900 per month. Number 9. St. Lucia. St. Lucia is on the chain of eastern Caribbean islands and has a pair of dramatically tapered and famous mountains called the Pitons. Its coast is home to volcanic beaches, reef diving sites, luxury resorts, and fishing villages. Trails in the interior rainforest lead to waterfalls like the 15-meter-high Torrail, which pours over a cliff into a garden. The capital, Castries, is also a popular cruise port, meaning it is very developed and often has a hive of activity, all the things you could ever want. The cost of living in St. Lucia compared to the US is relatively low, And because St. Lucia offers high quality of life, the island has seen an increase in foreign expats relocating to this tropical paradise, mostly coming from the US and Canada. You can, for example, rent a one-bedroom apartment in Castries city center for $480 per month and a full two-bedroom apartment for about $800 per month. Groceries can be around $200 per person, and entertainment, as can be expected, is even more affordable. To give you an estimate of restaurant prices, a meal in an inexpensive restaurant amounts to $5 US, while a three-course meal for two people in a mid-range restaurant amounts to $29 US. All things considered, you can live within $1,500 per month easily. Number 8. Jamaica. No introduction here is needed. Jamaica is on the bigger side of destinations, but that just makes it bigger when it comes to activities and events. Jamaicans are warm and welcoming, and the country offers endless diversions from beaches and water sports to golfing and musical festivals. The home of Bob Marley, reggae music, and the fastest sprinters in the world, is also chock full with all you need to spend the rest of your life, and all at reasonable prices. Rent on the island can be around $500 per month if you are in and around the capital city of Kingston, but can get as low as $300 if you choose somewhere more remote. Groceries is also similarly priced as around $300 to $450 per month. Couple this with other miscellaneous expenses such as transportation, entertainment, and food. You can live within reason from anywhere between $1,500 to $1,800 per month. If you find the information in this video useful, then I would love if you would give this video a like. Just click the like button below. Thank you very much. Number 7. St. Kitts and Nevis. St. Kitts and Nevis is a dual island nation known for cloud-shrouded mountains and beaches. The larger of the two islands, St. Kitts, is dominated by the Mount Liamiga volcano, home to a crater lake, green vervet monkeys, and rainforest crisscrossed with hiking trails. The smaller island of Nevis sports more of the untouched natural beauty, filled with lush rainforests, eco-attractions, and of course, pristine beaches. When it comes to living costs, St. Kitts and Nevis can be a great deal. Rent and groceries is where you might spend the most money, but after that, the cost of entertainment, transportation, and everything else is very affordable. You can expect to not break $1,500 on your bank account in a month. Number 6. Belize. Belize is a Central American Caribbean country with beautiful coastlines and stunning turquoise seascapes. This Caribbean country is also populous enough that there is also a vibrant hive of activity and cultural events, especially if you live near a city like Belmopan or Belize City. Many cruise ships also stop in Belize City, which makes it very active and filled with recognizable international brands. If you want, you can also live on the country's largest island of Ambergris, or the small nearby islands which are more reclusive, but also not overly developed, giving you the option of a more laid-back vibe. San Pedro is the major population hub on the Ambergris Key and has occasional activities to whet your appetite. Moving to Belize is also easier as it is the only country in Central America with English as the primary language, and the US currency is accepted. Belize has numerous connecting flights to the wider Caribbean, and the US making it easy to see other areas as well. For between $1,200 and $1,500 per month, one can easily enjoy a comfortable life and retirement in the Central American country. Number 5. Dominica. Dominica is a tiny island with only about 70,000 inhabitants, but given its small size, the island packs huge lush rainforests, which has been protected by the minimal development of the island. If you are a nature lover, you will fall in love with the country's biodiversity, spectacularly intact coral reefs, and tranquil vibes with few people. The country's underdeveloped and small size may mean finding accommodation could be a bit limited and slightly more expensive, but everything else comes in extremely cheaply. Apart from rent, which on average may cost you about $600 per month, everything else comes in extremely affordably. For groceries, you can expect to spend only about $200 to $300 per month, and entertainment is the cheapest out of them all, at maybe $200 if you are feeling fancy. All in all, in Dominica, you can live affordably with as low as $1,200 per month easily, or even lower. Number 4. Dominican Republic. Dominican Republic is consistently featured in the top destinations in the world to visit because of how beautiful and cheap it is. It should be no surprise that the Dominican Republic is on this list. The island nation is also the most visited Caribbean country, so you can be sure there will always be a hive of activity no matter the time of year. With historic architecture and the amazing waterfalls and interior forest, there is no question you can have a high standard of living in the country. The cost of living is also very reasonable, as you can live comfortably in the Dominican Republic with about $1,200 a month, or even lower. Number 3. Curaçao. Curaçao is an island off the coast of Venezuela, and the island is actually an overseas territory of the Netherlands. There is also significant Spanish and English influence on the island, giving its culture and architecture especially a unique feel. English, Dutch, Spanish, and Creole, which is a mixture of different languages, are spoken here, making it very inviting for people no matter where they are from. Curaçao, because of its size, makes it almost an undiscovered gem. And if you go outside the capital, you will surely not find many tourists. Of course, like other Caribbean countries, Curaçao definitely has all the beauty and beachside activities you would like, but with way less people. The island also, thanks to the reliable sea breeze, is becoming a top destination for kite surfing, windsurfing, and sailing. When it comes to living costs, rent is the tricky bit, which, depending on where you would stay, can be anywhere from $400 to $750. Groceries can be about $200. A pint of domestic beer costs about $3.50, and imported beer costs about $4, and a nice restaurant can be $20 per person. All in all, you can expect to live comfortably in the Caribbean island between $1,200 and $1,500 per month. Number 2. Puerto Rico. Here is another Spanish island nation where one can live reasonably comfortably and for cheap. Puerto Rico is less touristy than other major islands in the Caribbean, but that just makes it even more authentic and economical. With its close ties to the US, you can expect to see the same stores and brands as you would in the US, but often at prices way cheaper. The country is also one of the biggest rum producers in the world, so you can rest assured there will be something to drink when you live out your life among the Spanish-speaking locals. Now, when it comes to the cost of living, Puerto Rico is as cheap as they come. Flights first off between US and Puerto Rico regularly hit as low as $125 one way, and monthly rent being around $580 per month if you want to be near the city. But you can find things as cheap as $410 per month if you do not mind being outside. Add another $200 for groceries, $200 for entertainment and other miscellaneous costs. It is not hard to live in the US territory between $1,000 and $1,500 per month. Please tell us in the comments below, which of these beautiful Caribbean countries' island paradise would you consider moving to, and why? You can find information on any of these islands in the link below. The number 1 on our list goes to the Spice Isle of Grenada. Home to spices, particularly nutmeg, the island is quite a bit more remote, especially when considering the other destinations on the list. Aside from beaches, spices, the rainforest, and several hot springs, the island does not sport much in the way of activities. As a result, it can be the perfect place to live for those who want a more reclusive lifestyle, but still with connections to the outside world. The island has some of the most beautiful flowers in the world and has led Grenada to winning 13 gold medals at the International Chelsea Flower Show. The cost of living on the Spice Isle is very cheap, especially considering rent. Rent in the country can be as low as $200 per month, with most ranging between $300 and $500 per month. Groceries are going to be a bit more expensive considering everything has to be imported to the island, but you can still expect to spend from $200 to $300 per month. Considering also the cost of transportation, entertainment, and other miscellaneous expenses, one can live in Grenada in the range of $1,000 to $1,500 per month. To conclude, there are several options available to you if you are looking to move to the Caribbean and live cheaply and happily ever after. The Caribbean, after all, is perfect with its year-long warm temperatures and golden sand beaches. But you just have to remember that it is as comfortable as you want it to be. So, if you are ready to escape the stress and unpleasant weather of your home country, you're sure to find a heaven with your name on it. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and share our channel, and turn on the notification bell for our next amazing video as we explore the Caribbean lifestyle together. This is Gyre Caribbean. Until next time,